She's had one thing in her life that she wanted to do, and that's paint.
I remember she took me to the drag races because my brother was into the fast cars. And she would sit down there so she wouldn't be bored, and she would draw. And she would sketch these hot rods and, you know, the drag strip, and she'd get it perfectly. You know, all these machines, these wheels, these tires, it didn't matter what it was. She collected it three-dimensionally in her mind, and she produced it flawlessly.
You know, that other people who aren't artists might think, you know, oh, well, you have to be inspired. It's like, and it's, you know, it's like a way to get out and out painting. That will not happen with Mom.
When Mom gets really kind of out there on a tangent and does something normally she doesn't, it's usually pretty darn good, you know.
These are the eyes of the artist. They move up and down, focusing and refocusing. These tiny human lenses record the minutest detail, sending images to the brain. The brain interprets. It sends signals that end in kinetic action at the hand of the artist. This is the hand of Corinne West. She draws the boy next door.
Drawing, to me, is one of the most fascinating things to do. It's terribly exciting. Sometimes I'll really get a good day of painting in and maybe get 3 paintings out. There are not too many people that do this, I know, but it's kind of a satisfying feeling at the end of the day to know that I have really produced today.
She's probably the most disciplined person I know, too. She gets on her schedule and nothing's going to change what she's got to do.
I always had a dream to have a gallery boutique. After researching different areas, we put the plan to work and built a 4-story building a half a block from the beach in Venice, California. It was definitely built on a shoestring budget, but managed to pass inspection. We planned it so that we would have the store on the first 2 levels and live on the top 2. The store, called the Milk Company, a total non sequitur, was a huge success. It was fun buying jewelry, gifts, and clothes for the boutique. What woman doesn't love buying? The gallery was filled with my paintings and drawings, and I received many commissions. I was also teaching painting 1 day a week. In the early 70s, my fashion illustration dwindled down and finally ended as photography took over the fashion field. After 8 years, we closed the store, the gallery boutique, the Milk Company, and opened a coffee house. And it was in the same building, by the way. It became very popular. That gave me more time to paint. I also needed a gallery and found the Dassin Gallery, owned by Irving Green. I painted in a variety of techniques and subject matter during the 80s and 90s with him.
Corinne's been painting for over 60 years. Just when you think, okay, most people are done, Corinne wants to be a sculptor and create bronzes, and she just goes out and does it.
My sculpture business began in an interesting way. Since I had been drawing and painting children for many years and knew them inside and all around, I knew it would not be difficult for me to take the pose of a one-dimensional photo or drawing, sculpt it into a three-dimensional clay image. And at a time when only God knew what the future held for me, that I would be soon alone and would need more income, He was pushing me into the sculpture business. I felt this drive in me, which I pursued wholeheartedly. I continued my painting in the daytime and sculpting at night. Actually, this is my great-granddaughter, Phoenix, and this is her boyfriend, and she says she's going to marry him, Ashton. So I got this great picture of them, and kissing. Of course, the mom took that, Robin, and so I just thought it would be a great sculpture. Need more clay.
There was no such thing as, no, this can't be done. And yet she was always a very, very soft and very engaging person. I remember a great picture that I took of Corinne. She was doing a self-portrait, and she'd paint overlooking the rest of the apartment, the rest of the loft. And we would be sitting around talking and watching the TV, and Corinne would be back there in the nook, participating with us, but sketching and watching TV. So she was doing generally 3 things at once, but being very productive.
So we were selling Corinne's sculptures, and it took about 3 years for her to finally convince us that we needed to bring in her oil paintings. And of course, out of the 45 artists we represent today, Corinne remains our #1 selling artist. Somehow, Corinne brings people back to that purest, most simple part of life.